Here's the finished product of what I'm showing you to create in this video. Press Control Enter to render it out. Have me check it out. And I'm going to stick my mic inside my headphones real quick so you can hear it. But I suggest clicking the link in the description of the video to hear it real nice and to see it on the page at Develop PHP. I'll put the link to the source file download and everything and the demo right there on the right in the video description at YouTube. Okay, I'm going to stick my mic into my headphones so you can hear the menu, because that's really what it's all about. And it's about animated movie clip buttons. I show you how to create those from scratch. Here we go.
Home page, videos, audio, feeds, audio, feeds, audio, feeds, audios, audio, videos, audio, videos, home page, videos, audio, feeds, videos, feeds, home page, videos, audio, feeds, audio, home page.
There you have it. You guys are going to like this one. Have fun. Okay, before we even begin creating a new file in Flash and assembling things, we're going to need some sounds that are going to be used for the buttons or the items or whatever movie clips. So let's go into Sound Booth, and if you don't happen to have Sound Booth, you can use Audacity. That's Audicity. Audacity. It's free, 100% free. It's a nice tracking and recording sound editing tool and all that good stuff. And that's Audacity. But I'm in Sound Booth CS4, and so what I'm going to do is make the sound my voice clip for the home page. And now you can just click record, open record dialog, and there's a record dialog, and I can see my levels. Check, check, check 1 2 in the house, check, check, and then I can go to record here. Now once I press record, it's going to begin recording my voice track, and I'm just going to say home page. Home page. Press stop. It renders in the track. Press close, and you can press play to listen. So what I'm going to do is go to highlight this whole section in the beginning and go ahead and edit and cut that out. And then this whole section at the end, let's edit and cut that out. And I'm just going to show you how to do the first sound, and then I'm going to do the other 3 sounds for my other 3 buttons or my other 3 items in Flash, and on my own, and I'm not going to be recording that segment. But you can do all yours the same way as I'm doing mine here. Okay, so there's my clip. Now I'm going to press Control A to highlight the whole thing. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but go up to Effects and Dynamics, and then in the Stereo Rec preset, go to Ambience, or pick any of these that you like. I'm just going to pick Ambience for mine, and it's going to take a second and load in. There, it loaded it into the track. Now let me stick my mic in the headphones so you can hear what I got.
Home page. Home page. Home page.
Okay, so that's the sound I'm going to use. I'm going to go File, Export, Save As, File, Save As, save it as an MP3. Where are we? We're MP3, and let's just put it on the desktop, and let's call it homepage MP3. Homepage.mp3. And that's how you make all your sounds. That's how you make all your sounds. Say save. You select the settings you want there, and there it is. Popped it on my home page. Or not my home page. Derp. popped it onto my desktop. So now for that example I'm done, and I'm going to do the other three sounds for my other three buttons. And the three buttons I have are going to be home. So this one that you just heard, that home page sound, is going to go on that button. My videos page, my audio page, and then my feeds page. And we'll make a sound for all those and add them in. Okay, so I created all four of my voice clips and I put them right there. You can see one says feeds, audio, videos, and home page. And now I'm ready to assemble my menu in Flash. And I'm going to press ActionScript, create new ActionScript 3 file. And let's see. If you work in ActionScript 2, and you know how to code pretty well, this same methods can be implemented in ActionScript 2. You just have to translate my code. Alright, so let's just let's make the size of the stage a little less high. Maybe 200. 550 by 200, that's great. So the first thing I want to do is begin assembling my menu, and it can be any kind of look that you want, any kind of buttons, image, icons, movie clips, animations, whatever. And when the user's mouse goes over that item, we're going to make the sound clip play, and then if it goes over another item, make that sound clip play. It's very simple to do. I'm surprised nobody's really done a good tutorial like this before. Okay, so I'm going to give it an edge. No, I'm not going to give it no. I'm going to leave it blank. And so we have roundness of 18, and now I'm going to give it a gradient. I just like gradients, but I like subtle gradients, so I make mine very light. Let's go to a light blue. Even lighter than that. About right there. It's okay. And now I want to have the white on top to make it look like light is coming from the top. Okay, that looks good. Now we can just convert that to symbol, and I'm going to show you how to make rollover movie clip buttons from scratch here. Now that YouTube allows me more time, I call this BTN in the library. Registration top left is good. Movie clip, okay. Now we have a movie clip symbol, and it's not a button. So I named it BTN, but I didn't make it a button. You see, it's a movie clip. And let's just give it an instance name of BTN1. And now inside of it, actually, let's also give it a filter. Bevel. So I want to give it a little bit of depth, but not so bright. And let's see if we can get the angle a little better here. Which way do we want it to be? That looks good to me. I like that. And then I'm going to also give it a maybe a glow. We'll do an inner glow of black. That's great. Maybe not so blurred out. Nice and thin, nice and light. That's great. A little more blurred out. Okay, so that's my button. It's a movie clip button, and now inside, let's go back to properties here. Has an instance name of BTN1 in the main scene. Now let's double click inside of it and assemble its timeline to make it an animated rollover button, to where when the user's mouse goes over it, it just doesn't snap to a different state and a different look. It'll gradually tween to a nice different look in a nice animated fashion, and then it'll, when their mouse goes off of it, away from the button, out from the button, then the nice out animation will play. And that's the beauty of movie clip rollover and roll out buttons. You can also make a click state. I have a tutorial that shows you how to make a click state inside of your movie clip buttons at Develop PHP and the Flash tabs. That tutorial's been there for a while. And there's other movie clip rollover buttons tutorials there and source files. Okay, if you don't know yet, I'm going to show you how to rig up an animated movie clip button timeline. So what we'll do is add a couple more layers. We'll name this one labels, and this one actions, and this one, not sure we need anything there. Yep, actually this is going to be voice clip. I'm going to put the voice clip on that one. Voice clip layer. Let's put that right above the base. We'll name this one base because that's our button base. Now let's right click the button base, convert to symbol, movie clip, and let's just name it base in the library. Press OK. Registration top left is good. Make sure it's a movie clip. Press OK. And it doesn't need an instance name or anything. I just wanted to make it a movie clip so I can have a better tween on it. And what I'm going to do is have it grow larger in size. Or you can have it tint or do whatever you want. So let's say I want it to go, let's hit frame 2 or select frame 2 and press F6, make a keyframe. Then let's go out to about, I don't know, maybe about 12, make another keyframe. Then right next to that one, 13, make another keyframe. Then let's go out, try to match up the length there, I guess about 24. And then make another keyframe there by pressing F6. Then right click the center and create motion tween. Right click the center here between those two keyframes, create motion tween. And you can right click anywhere in between those keyframes and it would do that. Okay, so it looks like those are even, so all we have to do is right here give it the effect we want. I'm going to make mine get a little larger. Not much, right about there is good. And then if I want the same exact size and the same exact positioning, I can just go to this, highlight it on stage, the next keyframe, press Control X, remove it. Highlight the one that we made the size adjustments on, Control C, go back to the frame where we removed that one just a second ago, and press Control Shift V. Now it has the same properties as the frame right next to it, so you can see the effect now. As we go through the timeline, it's going to bulge on over, and then on out it's going to shrink back. That's an animated movie clip button. Normal buttons, they snap to different frames and they don't give you a nice animated flow in your button. So the voice clip, let's just make the labels real quick. F6 here, F6 here, F5 here. On the actions layer, we're going to make keyframes now right here, F6, and here we're going to press F5 to extend the frames out. Keyframe 1, press F9, type in STOP, open, close parenthesis, semicolon. That's a stop action. Let's make another one, STOP, stop action on frame 12. So the logic is when the user's mouse, this is how it's going to, we put the stop action here so this timeline, this little animation just doesn't loop and do that animation in a loop right when the user opens the browser or the file in the browser. It's going to stop, and that animation won't happen until the user's mouse goes over this button. So let's give it the correct labels here. Go down in the frame label and type in over. Let's go our over section, and here's our out section. This plays the out animation, and it's that easy. Now we'll put our voice clip here. Let's see. So let's go get that first one that we made that was homepage, and that's going to be on frame 2. So let's make a new keyframe. There's several different methods. There's always several ways to skin a cat in Flash, so I'm going to add it straight to the timeline here, the sound. And you can do it through code if you wanted. Wherever you're programming your buttons on scene 1 on the main timeline, or wherever you're programming your buttons from, you can add the sound there. But I prefer to do it this way. I do it multiple ways, but this way is good. It's clean. It's easy. So let's go to. Actually, that's fine. Let's make another keyframe here. Nope, not a keyframe. Let's just press F5. Now I'm going to go to File, Import to Library, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to get that homepage sound right there, homepage MP3 sound that I was showing you that I made in the beginning. Error, Swift 3D importer. That has nothing to do with what you would be doing. The sound is in there. That was just my Swift 3D importer. Debugging. Okay, so right here we're going to add that. Now it's in our library, so if we select a frame, any frame in our Flash file that's a keyframe, you go down here and you can add a sound to that keyframe. It doesn't have to be a button, it can be anywhere. So let's see what happens. Yep, so in the overstate, on the outstate, there would be nothing. I think that's it. Now on the base layer, inside of this movie clip, the base movie clip we made, I'm going to add my icon right there. So I'm just going to put it right on top. Let's go into Fireworks, grab our home icon, Control C. Like I said, these icons are cool because, or using icons is cool because everybody in every language would understand what this button meant. No matter where they are in the world, what language they speak, they will know that that's the home button. Okay, so inside of that is the, let's move it over just a little more. That's good. So now let's see what happens. You see, it makes the home and the button get bigger. That's what I wanted, so that's why I laid it in there. Now when I make my other buttons, it'll be pretty simple. I think that's it. Because I'm just going to duplicate this and I'll show you how I do that. Control C. Now I'm back at the main scene, the main timeline here that I started on. And I'm going to highlight that button, Control C, Control Shift V, paste it in place. Paste a copy on top. Highlight the others, both of these. Press Control C, Control Shift V. Now we have 4. You can make as many as you want. Try and get those even. That looks good. Actually, here, let me spread them out a little more. And if you want to even spread to distribute the widths, you go to Modify, Align, Distribute Widths, and they all have an even spread now. Okay, so all you have to do is duplicate 2 symbols in the library, and then we can do some swapping. And I'll show you the method I use for that, and makes life easy. Go into the library, BTN, we're going to do duplicate. Right click it, select duplicate, BTN copy is fine, okay. Let's do it 2 more times. Duplicate, okay. BTN, duplicate, okay. That one's BTN copy 3. So now we have 4 separate copies of the same button. Now we're going to base. Let's go to the base. Duplicate that one the same amount of times. Okay. Duplicate, okay. Duplicate, okay. And this saves you from having to reconstruct more the button, same style and the same timeline of button many times. If you already did it once, why do it so many other times for all your other buttons? So all you have to do now is hit this one, swap it for BTN copy. This one, swap it for BTN copy 2. This one you swap for BTN copy 3. Then you go inside, and if I was to edit that icon, if I go into that base movie clip and edit that icon, it would change all of those icons. So I don't want that. So I'm going to swap this one out now for the base copies. Base copy, swap. Go into this button, do the same thing to this base. Swap for base copy 2. Go into this button, swap for base copy 3. And it's that simple. Now I can go into these buttons and change out that icon. Press Control X, remove that. You'll see all the others stayed in place. And that's what we wanted. So let's go to Fireworks and get our video clip symbol. The symbol for our video button. And let's see, where are we? Here we are. Press Control V. Import as the movie clip. Oops. Oops. Drag that into place. And now that one will be independent. See? Oops. We gotta swap that out here. So swap the base here. Base copy. Swap out. Base copy. Swap out. Base copy. And I find this easier than making the button all over again the same way. So now you can see we have a copy. And I'm going to do that for the last two buttons here. Okay, now that I've got all of my buttons independent, I can go into each timeline now and swap out that track. Now we have the icon swapped. We're good to go there. Let's swap out the little voice clip. So we go up to File, Import, and this one is going to import to Library. This one is the videos voice clip. And all you have to do is go down here, swap that out for videos, and now the videos voice clip is going to play on this section of timeline instead of the homepage voice clip. And let's do the same thing for these other buttons. Right here, we'll go up to File, Import. You don't have to select that keyframe or anything or highlight it. You can just import to Library at any time. Before you even started the buttons, you could have. This is audio. As long as they're sitting in your library and you can refer to them at any time and put them in any keyframe there. And so, just to mention right quick for you guys, I didn't put a stop action here. And you notice that what we're going to do is loop around, so when the user's mouse goes out from the button, it loops back to frame 1 and it hits that stop action there. So it's the equivalent of going back to the original state, and that's the effect you want. You want it to loop back around to this first frame when the user's mouse goes out from it. If you didn't want it to, you make a stop action there if you wanted more states or whatever you want to do in there. Like I said, I have a tutorial that shows a click state, so it extends this out a little further. So now when that one's swapped, we're good to go there. And let's do the last one. Import. You know what? I didn't swap that last one. Let's import to Library, Feeds. Make sure we swap it. Right here, you highlight this frame. Go down here to Sound, Feeds. And I think I have to swap this one still. Click that. Nope. Click that. Go down to Audio. Okay, now they're all set. Now we can finally code these bad boys. Everything should be good to go. They're all independent, have independent timelines, because we did our little swapping trick in the library there. Okay, so let's make a new layer. Name it Actions. And this is where we'll put the ActionScript. Coders, a lot of ActionScript coders like to keep the actions on a separate layer, independent from the elements. That's why we create a new actions layer. And we're going to put in code that's going to affect these things. Oh, let's make these button 2. See, this wouldn't have worked if I kept them all the same instance name down here. It's very important, their instance names. Button 4. Okay, so we have button 1, 2, 3, and 4 instance names. Great. Now we can program. So what we're going to do is highlight actions frame keyframe 1. Press F9, open the actions panel. This is where you program things into your flash files, and it's going to connect to these items on stage. You see they have instance names. We're going to use those instance names to program these items and to talk to them, communicate with them, and make them do things when certain things occur. And the first thing is, let's take btn1 and give it an event listener. Add event listener, and this is going to be open parenthesis and type in mouse event. Let's put my T first on those. Dot roll over, all caps on this, underscore over, roll over, and now let's place the function name that we're going to create. And that's going to be button over, and we're going to be using universal button functions here once again, just to show you how to code a little meaner and leaner and meaner. Now let's add btn1. Let's just grab all this. Add an event listener for the out function when the user's mouse leaves the button. Now btn1 now has, let's change this to out. Now btn now has event listeners for over and out. Now we're listening when the user's mouse goes over and away from that button. That's all those two lines are doing. Now we need a function that's going to fire off, and this function is going to work for, even if you had 50 buttons, it would work for all 50 the way I set it up. Say btn over, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, open the curly bracket, close the curly bracket. Now you have a nice function nest of btn over, and inside this is going to be an event colon mouse event. You have to claim it here. Now we can use the target of the event. The target of the event would be instance name btn1. So it's very nice. So you just say event, makes things easy. Event.target. That way you don't have to name each one and make a function, a btn over function for each one. It's a pain in the butt. Dot go to and play. The over frame. So event.target.go to and play over. What that's saying is btn1, if that happens to be the button that's rolled over at that moment, it goes to and it plays its over state inside of it, which is that right there. Okay, so let's make the out function. This is so easy. Let's give it a little space. Let's say out btn out. Name it the same as here because we have a listener. Now let's play the out state. And that one's gonna go and play this section. Okay, so all we need some more button listeners for button 2, button 3, and button 4. So button 2, button 3, and button 4. Now I have separate listeners. You could also build an array, a button array, and add event listeners through the array to make even meaner, leaner code. Maybe I'll show you that one day. And so I think that's everything. All 4 of them have the button over and button out using event.target. So no matter which button it is, it's going to use the event.target of the name and make it go to and play that button. So let's test it out. Press Control Enter. Hopefully no mistakes. Cool. That's hot. Yeah, I'm really surprised nobody showed a tutorial on this before, adding voice clips and cool sounds to your buttons in this way. I'm going to stick my mic into my headphones right now so you can hear it. And it's not going to be real clear. I would suggest that you click the link in the description right now of the where the video is. Just look to the right there, and I put a link to all my source files usually, and you can see how the sound is, how it's supposed to be, and how the animation is supposed to look and everything. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick this in here for a second.
Homepage, videos, audio, feeds, audio, feeds, audio, videos. Homepage, videos, audio, feeds, videos, audio, videos, videos.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty much it. That shows you a pretty advanced menu system that has a modern twist, modern feel to it, and a personal feel. If you want to get your own, maybe you have a beautiful voice, you're female with beautiful pink buttons or something, you know. Nice. I'm not saying all females like pink, but if that was your style, nice red buttons with a nice hot female voice. Oh man, that would be great. You know, that's just what I envision, you know. But anyways, I saw one of my homeboys' website had a menu system with his voice on it, so I just wanted to show everybody how to do it. And I don't know if he had a tutorial or anything for it, but I just wanted to create one. Yeah, so that's it. We'll see you next lesson. I'll have this source file for download so you can check everything out and get to the inner workings of it and see how I structured it out at develop PHP under the Flash tabs. See you next lesson.